I'm going to tell you a story about this guy. And stay with me, this will make you think. This guy went to a public school in Australia. He was an above average student, did well in sports, and worked well in teams. Then when he was 18, he joined the army. He learned how to fight and serve his country. But while in the army, he discovered what he was good at was helping people. People who were struggling with the training, falling behind, or who had problems for some other reason. He would motivate them and get his whole team across the line. That was his strength. Now, after a couple of years of service, he leaves the army. The reason he left is because his dad was going through a divorce and he wanted to support his old man. So he moved in with his dad to make sure he was okay. But he needed a new job. And from what he learned about himself in the army, he thought, I'll become a firefighter. So he makes an application with the fire brigade down here in Victoria, Australia. Doesn't hear anything back for a while, but he pushes because he really wants to do this. And he doesn't want to be just one of those people on the hose. He wants to run into burning buildings and rescue people. But they tell him no. They tell him, we can't consider your application because we're only taking female or Aboriginal applicants at this time. True story. That's what they said. He's frustrated by that, but he thinks, I'll do something that makes my dad proud. So he goes to university to study engineering. While he's in university, he encounters all sorts of creatures, like radical feminists, Marxist student unions. There's transvestites in the classrooms. He decides after a while it's really not for him. So he drops out and gets a job with the Department of Human Services to look after disadvantaged children. Kids who have no parents or their parents are having serious problems and can't look after them. These kids end up in government care. He works for that department. He's great at this. The young boys in particular, they really look up to him. He plays the role of a mentor. They take these kids out to lunch, play video games with them, give them advice. He fills the role of a real parent to a lot of these kids who never had parents. But after about a year, the ladies he works with at DHS, they think he might have far-right opinions. So they stalk his Facebook. This was when everyone was on Facebook. And they find some far-right comments this guy's made. They report it to management. He gets sacked. He loses his job. Now he takes DHS to court for discrimination and gets a small payout. Not a lot of money, but enough to give him a couple of months to work out what he's going to do next. But at this point, he's sick of trying to play the game, trying to play fair, and just being told no. He's starting to become frustrated by the discrimination. So he starts up his own business and creates a community project. It's a men's club for promoting fitness, job networking, and just men helping each other out, young men in particular. But at this stage, certain people have figured out that this guy could be a far-right threat to beautiful, modern, diverse Australia. So this guy's business, his community projects, has bricks thrown through the window. There's media articles coming out saying that they're like a secret Nazi group. And this continues for a couple of years until they actually do become a Nazi group. Now, this guy I'm talking about, he's a friend of mine, and you might have heard of him. His name is Thomas Sewell. He's possibly the most high-profile Nazi in Australia and maybe the world right now. I wanted to put this video out there because the media is talking a lot about Tom Sewell right now, but they're not telling the full story. And now that you know the full story, what do you think? Personally, I think this system and the people working for it, I think they've got a lot to answer for.